Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me gear up my BM Hunter for the M+ journey ahead of us. So we just hit level 80 in the previous video. I've literally not done anything on the Hunter other than log in to take care of some mail and repost some auctions. We're currently 532 item level, and we're going to endeavor to increase that significantly. Currently it says item level 657. That is what we're going to be probably after we raid the warband bank. So if you were ever confused as to why your item level says that it's higher than the equipped one, that is just from your warband bank. It takes that into consideration for some reason. Now I made myself a little list of things with a little WeakAuras here. Hold on, let me stop and never loading it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to raid the warband bank. Then I'm going to get the free cloak, which is the ethereal cloak from the new zone and all that. I say new, but it doesn't feel very new anymore. Then we're going to do the story mode Dimensius. We're going to do the time walking dungeons to get 5 of the thingy things with the stuffy stuff. We're going to collect Renown rewards, and we're going to use those Renown rewards to craft weathered gear. We're going to go get our weekly and delve quests for the delve belt. And then we're going to do a bunch of delves. And then we're going to try and do a normal raid for the Turbo Boost quest. I don't know what item level I will be by step 9, but hopefully it'll be enough to get into a normal raid to at least do the first 4 bosses. Most normal raids have been falling apart after the first 4 bosses because people just want to get the quest done and then move on. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with our list. So to the warband bank we go. I think I can search this by mail. Yes, okay, so this is mail. It's a belt. You know what? I'm just going to take it. Whatever. And we have a shoulder. Champion shoulder is genuinely not bad, actually. That's kind of nice. Those two won't get me there, but what we can do is we can get one of these long lost chokers. There's even a champion one. We're going to grab that. There is a, oh, wow, actually a champion weapon, a crossbow with haste verse. I remember getting that in some stream or video or something. Let me just rearrange these guys real quick. There's a ring with haste mastery, heavy mastery. Not ideal, but it is item level, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. And there's a heavy haste good crit ring as well. Goodness, that is juicy. Okay, I like that. So what else is there left for us to take here? Nothing really, it seems. I guess we can get some of the trinkets from in here, but it does feel like these are veteran trinkets. Who cares, man? We're just gonna grab them. So we have a couple of champion rings. We don't need that. We have the necklace. We don't need that. This can open up another gate, but that's kind of a melee range trinket. You know, it's on you, so I don't really want to grab that. This gives us agility and procs crit. That actually kind of feels kind of, yeah, we're gonna grab that. Why not? And maybe this is another good one. Just it does damage and it gives us versatility. There's some other options. I think I'm gonna go for this one just because why not? And we actually have a veteran piece of warbound gear. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know I had that. You know what? I'm never going to use it if I don't use it now. So may as well, you know, just grab it and go with it. All right, cool. Let's equip all of these things and see where that actually gets me. Hold on. Quite a few pieces of gear. This is exciting. I'm very happy about that. Oh goodness, this gives us draconically superior. Okay, and we're going to generate, what is this? Hand item. Okay, we got some new gloves. And that brings us to 623. Somehow it says that my item level is supposed to be 665. I cannot imagine a way where I could equip anything that is in this warband bank that would lead to me hitting 665 item level. There's no way. Unless it wants me to equip leather items, like there's no shot it wants me to equip leather items. It's not that crazy, is it? Yeah, no shot. Anyway, that's really weird. World of Warcraft, work on that item level thing. That's weird as heck. Anyway, well, that takes care of the first step of our journey. We're going to go ahead and move on to step number 2, which is get the free cloak. We're going to go over to the Koresh zone. Well, first of all, we actually need to start the quest with Illyria. There we go. Shadowy invitation. Talk to the Locust Walker. Turn that in. Accept the next quest. When I do, he's going to walk over there and open up the portal. Any moment now, he's going to open up the portal. There we go. And now we can go in there and we can skip the quest. Turn in this really quick and then talk to N. Yeah, I have heard this before. Let's complete that. Bada bing, bada boom, we're all done. So let's fly through here. Oh, never mind. I didn't quite move fast enough, so I just basically wasted a bunch of my vigor. That is unfortunate. Well, let's look up and back down. We're going fast. Of course, in the meantime, I did press the space bar to blah, 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 blah. I've already explained this like 50 times. While I'm here, I'm gonna skip ahead to step number 5 or whatever, and I'm just gonna really quick grab all of these rewards so I don't have to go back to this zone, honestly. That's kind of the idea here. We're getting crests, we're getting valor stones, and we're getting an enchanted runed ethereal crest. And we're getting keys. So we're going to get restored coffer keys so that we can do delves today without having to really do weekly quests. Now I could get myself a veteran piece for these resonance crystals, but I'm probably going to craft myself something better than that. However, I don't think I'm going to craft myself something better than these champion bracers. So we're just going to real quick, we're going to open up the currency tab. There it is. And we're going to transfer all of the thingies with the stuff, resonance crystals, onto this character. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and buy these champion bracers real quick here. Real quick. There you go. Now I will make use of the services of this NPC and get rid of all these items we no longer need. But we're already off to a good start here. We have the 1 enchanted ruined ethereal crest. We're going to get another one from doing the story mode Dimensius thing. That is why it is listed here as number 3 of what we're going to do. Now from skipping the quest line, we actually got this a skip through the void, which takes us to the NPC that gives us the cloak, and then we're going to fully upgrade the cloak, and that's going to be a 730 item level item for us, up from 548, which I would consider an upgrade. Hello, I have heard that you make cloaks. I need new Reshi wraps, and then I would like to empower them. Boom, and a boom, and a boom, and a boom, and a boom, and that gives us a buff for 30 minutes that makes us look different. We don't want to look different. Actually, we do want to look different. We don't want to look the way we were looking before this. So we're going to go ahead and apply our transmog, because we had some weird shit going on. And then I'm going to take this cloak, and I'm going to apply the transmog again, because I'm stupid, and I forgot that I needed to still equip the cloak. Anyway, we keep on flying through Koresh, and we're going to go over to the entrance of the raid, where we will pick up a quest that asks us to kill Dimensius. We can do this on any difficulty, including story difficulty, so that is exactly where we're headed to right now. Oh, hold on, there's a turn-in quest here. What do I get? Oh no, these are, never mind, they're not turn-in quests. They're here to, yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. Whatever, let's get into story mode Koresh. Right? Story mode, Mana Forge, Omega, whatever. A little flustered, doesn't matter. Instant pop? Dude, that's crazy. It's almost like I'm playing with NPCs. Now with that cloak, I'm a 643 item level, which is kind of crazy. That was a good jump just from one cloak, or one piece of gear, I guess. So with that item level, I don't expect Dimensius to take too long, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's not like it's difficult content. We're just trying to get through that. So we can get this juicy enchanted ruined ethereal crest. It's going to be lovely. We're going to craft 2 items with these enchanted ruined ethereal crests that we have, one from the rep vendor and one from doing this quest, and we're going to try and empower them by adding the 15 ethereal crests, 15 ruined crests item thing that increases it by another 3 item level or something, just to have 2 good items that we're not going to replace for a good while. It's time to fly over and take out Daddy Dimensius. All right, we're just going to send our cooldowns on cooldown, as it were, and try to do as much damage as humanly possible, because why not, man? I could just AFK through this, honestly, but there's a bit of fun to be had by just murdering. Plus, it might give me some practice with my rotation, so to speak. Not that there is much to my rotation. I just press kill shot whenever it's up. There is no bad way to use kill shot, I imagine. But I guess if I'm wrong, I will find out as I keep playing. I'm looking forward to doing some actual content on this character, like actual M+, where I get to actually see what the rotation is like. I'm gonna grab this thing from underneath the platform and then slam into him like so, because that seems to do a significant amount of damage to the enemy. And then it is time to fly up again, follow Xalitos, and then grab that item like I talked about previously. I guess it's not an item, whatever. Grab the orb, slam down onto this guy, do a bunch of damage, and kaboom, we're done with that. I'm not gonna send any of my cooldowns here because I would like to keep them for the Bloodlust I'm gonna pop when we have the vulnerability on Dimensius. After the end of this phase, that is. There we go. Pargoth is dead. It's time to get into a star formation or something and then slam into this glowing light. Or traverse the glowing light? I don't know, bro. Getting ready to lust here in just 1 second. Boom. Lust goes out. All of our cooldowns. Get all of our cooldowns rolling. Get the frenzy stacks and then mash the bejesus out of kill shot whenever it's up, or I should say black arrow, because it does a lot of upfront damage. Sure, it does a dot. I don't care about the dot. All I want is more damn now, because he takes extra damage during the first like 10 seconds of this phase. So that's why I popped lust and everything. I wanted to try and get as much damage out as possible, and he's down to 70% just like that. Not, again, that it matters for the content that I'm doing. This is freaking story mode, bro. It does not matter. So you'll see me moving towards these circles. I kind of made a mistake there. I'm practicing for like normal and up, where you actually take a dot whenever you go get hit by one of those circles. So you want to make sure that the dot expires before before the next one hits you so it doesn't stack up and refresh the duration of the dot. Otherwise, you might die. But you saw me make a mistake where I got hit by 2 waves pretty quickly. That's because I misjudged which one was going to activate next. You get these 3 circles on the ground, and you're supposed to get close to the first one and the second one, and then the third one you're supposed to run away from. Because of how the timing works is you just need some more time for the dot to fall off. So this one goes first, then which one goes second? I don't know, that one over there. So we get hit by this one, follow it towards the next one, get hit by that one, and then we move away from the last one, last wave. There we go. Again, this does not matter in story mode. Nothing you do matters in story mode. You could legitimately go AFK, just show up for the flying bits, and that's about it. It genuinely doesn't matter. But in normal and later, it might actually be somewhat useful if you did the mechanics correctly. Anyway, that's the Menzies dead, I believe. Yes, it is. And we're going to go ahead and leave from here as soon as we get the kill the Menzies thing, I think. Which means when I can loot him, I'm all done. All right, let me loot him. That would be nice. Can I loot him, please? Okay, we get it. Yeah, the Menzies defeated. Accept this quest. Leave instance group. Now you might be thinking, hey, dumbass, you're supposed to take Xalatath's portal out. Well, yes, you're correct. That is the case. But what you can do alternatively, if you've already left, is go to Phase General Amir and quest play movie, hit escape, yes, and there you go. We have our second enchanted ethereal quest. We have a void touched valor stone, which means there's 250 in there if I need them later on, and we're done with that. Now we do have a little quest here to turn in for 10 valor stones. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, why not? And while I fly over there, I'm gonna take a quick look. What is my next step? My next step is doing time walking dungeons. So we already have the quest for doing 5 time walking dungeons. I'm gonna go ahead and get queued up, and I am not putting you through the torture of watching more Legion time walking. We're just gonna skip through this real fast. So I just realized while I'm sitting in queue for this, which I went to the toilet, so I missed my queue. While I wait for this queue to pop, I may as well go and do some weekly quests. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some quests here. I should have actually just, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and do some quests here while I'm waiting for the queue to pop, because that way we can get some more of these, what are they called? Keys, yes, restored copper keys, that's what I'm looking for, as well as just generally some more rewards. Rewards? That's a weird way to say it. Valor stones and crests and stuff like that. That's what I'm looking for. As well as there's some veteran pieces I can get. I don't think veteran pieces are going to be particularly useful because I'm going to craft stuff that's almost as good as a 4 out of 8 veteran piece. Or rather, that is the equivalent of a 3 out of 8 veteran piece. So I'm not too excited about the veteran pieces, but what I am excited about is getting more coffer keys to go into delves with. Well, maybe excited's not the right word. Anyway, weekly quests and time walking dungeons. That's what's coming up. I got recognized. Look at that. Hi, plate man. Well, that was a bit of a grind, but let's see what we got for our 5 time walking dungeons. I did quite a few like world activities and whatnot, but I've only gotten 2 fractured sparks of starlight, which I think is good, I guess, because I did the like less rewarding ones. Whatever. Anyway, let's focus on this. Give me something juicy, or give me a, oh, well, actually, high crit ring. You know, I wouldn't say no to that. I have currently a low haste, high mastery ring, and mastery is not really my forte. So maybe this Logic 8 Alpha with crit mastery is not that bad. Yeah, let's replace this one. I'm going to lose some item level, but I don't really mind. It's the same tier of ring, so it's champion. So that's kind of nice. While I'm here, I'm going to quickly go ahead and do this little quest line with these guys. And I can upgrade this apparently. Hold on, wait, why can't I just upgrade this for... I can only upgrade it once for free because the other ring is 2 out of 8 champion, even though this one's 3 out of 8 champion. But that's okay. I'll just do that for this quest and then we can move on. Again, I don't mind. These crests that I'm using right now, like weathered and carved, those are completely unimportant to me. I think I need to buy a pouch of weathered crests, yes. Put this reward down here, turn in this quest, get another reward, put it down here, and now we're done with that nonsense. We'll put this down into the maybe category over here. And also I got these warband boots from doing the world boss on Koresh, so we're going to drop those champ boots over here in the warband bank. Who knows, maybe they'll be useful if I do a leather character of some sort. Lately I've been itching for a Mistweaver, maybe that would be fun, I don't know, we'll see. So let's consult the guide that we have here. So it says collect Renown rewards next. Okay, so Renown rewards, we've already collected some, and that was when we were in Koresh, because I didn't feel like going back there more than once. So now we're turning these in. What we get from it is crests, valor stones, and as you maybe just saw a flash of there, keys. Yes, these restored coffer keys. We've got 3 so far. We're going to get a few more by the time we're done collecting all of our rep rewards. These 2 here are rep rewards for Dornagal rep thing and a Ringing Deeps rep thing. I forget what they're called. Council of Dornagal and Assembly of some shit. I don't know, man. They give rep rewards over here at the same spot. So I don't have to go down into Ringing Deeps. What I can do is I can use that portal over there to get the Ashkahet, get those Ashkahet rep turn-ins, and then also go to Hallowfall. But before I do that, I'm going to go down into the Undermine because that's another place where I have a bunch of rep. We're going to have to use this nonsense. Hold on now. There we go. You might even have quests called carved crests, but they'll give you weathered crests. And the reason for that is because they gave carved crests in a previous season. So they don't give carved crests anymore. They just give weathered crests instead, which is fine with me because I'm going to need a bunch of weathered crests to craft myself a bunch of gear. And it's all going to be great and lovely and wonderful. All right, let's drift our way out of here. And as discussed previously, we're going to take this little portal over to Ashkahet, get all of my stuff, and then head over to Hallowfall. Now, before I go get the Hallowfall rep, I'm going to go over here and grab myself the Lights Radiance or Flames Radiance or whatever the hell this is. Hold on. This guy has these. So it says carved crest, but it actually gives weathered crest, as you can see, that I mentioned earlier. And we're going to get some tabards, which I don't really need, do I? I guess I'll equip the... No, they're all 10 gold. Never mind. I'll equip one of them, sell the rest of them, and then we have tabards for transmog options. I don't really need them right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And now we're coming up on our final rep turn in, so we're going to go ahead and try and turn in all of these real quick. And that leads to us having a bazillion weathered crests. We're going to delete some of these enchanted runed crests because they are for previous seasons. They don't really do anything for us right now. They just take up inventory space for me personally. So we did get an overflowing Hallowfall trove. Okay, cool. Stuff for the guild bank, or sorry, warbound bank that I will never use myself. Okay, I can vendor these. I don't need mana. And now it's time to Hearthstone back and get some gear crafted with all these crests we have. Real quick, I'm just going to drop this off in the bank, and then we're going to go ahead and grab however many enchanted crests we need. So we need oh my goodness, we definitely need a helmet. So 1, we need a chest piece, that's 2. You could maybe use gloves for the 3 upgrades, that's 3. Pants is 4, boots are 5, and that's just about it. So we only need 5, honestly, with all the other things that we managed to get, which is kind of nice, because I got these champion pieces that, you know, I got from the warband bank. And of course the wrist that we got for the rep, the cloak we got for doing the thing. Oh, that reminds me, I do need to get myself a fiber for this cloak. I think I said 5. We're going to buy 5 of these. If we need more, we'll just buy more. It's not a big deal. And the items I'm going to be crafting is the same gear I was buying for level 71 if you watched the previous episode, some of which I'm still actually wearing. Yeah, like these trackers, chitten, galoshes. Chitin, not chitin, whatever. So this time, instead of crafting them as they are, I'm going to use the crafting order system. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the enchanted weathered ethereal crest. So now if I look at it, it's 662. If I set it to maximum quality, it's 675, which is the equivalent of a 3 out of 8 veteran piece. So it's actually a little bit better than the item that we have here, which is 2 out of 8 veteran. That's why I said I could get a free upgrade out of it, meaning I wouldn't have to spend weathered crests, I'd only have to spend valor stones. But now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm not being stupid, it costs me 10 weathered crests to upgrade this once, and it costs me 30 to buy one of these. So I think I should just upgrade these as they are, if I'm going to keep them at all, because I might get champion pieces from like the delves or something. Anyway, getting sidetracked, we're going to need a bunch of materials here. So I think I'm just going to go through the process of buying these. I'll also point out that you can get the other items that I was getting for level 71 as well, like the malleable band and the malleable pendant and so on and so forth. And you can also empower them using the whatchamacallits, enchanted weathered ethereal crest. Also, I should point out you can use these Elgari missives to get the correct stats that you want. I'm going to be looking for crit haste right now. But through the magic of editing, I will now have all of these items crafted. And with said items crafted, we are at 683 item level. Not too shabby. We could, of course, use the Spark of Starlight that I now have from turning those 2 little fractured sparks into one whole one. We could craft something, but I'd rather craft it with the Runed Starlight Matrix. That gives me 3 extra item level, and I currently don't have any runed crests at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get cracking on these tier 11 delves. Why tier 11? Well, the first 3 tier 11 delves you do on a character every week will give you gilded stashes, and those gilded stashes give you some gilded crests. Those gilded crests are going to come in very, very handy for us as we keep progressing on this character. It's fairly time efficient, I believe, so it's going to be quite nice. And To boot, we also get a good chunk of runed crests from doing these tier 11 delves. You get runed crests from doing tier 8 delves as well, but you get a significantly higher amount if you do tier 11 delves, so it's worth doing the higher delve if you can do it. Now once we do all the delves, I'm going to try and do the normal raid. That'll get me a very good trinket, most likely is what I'm going to spend the Buzzling Cartel chips on. And also I'd like to point out, I did upgrade every veteran piece I had to 4 out of 8 using weathered crests, because I figured it might be a good idea to do that, just to bump up my item level a bit more agility and all that good stuff. And I just realized I forgot to craft myself a freaking fiber for my cloak. Okay, I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll talk to you in a delve. I'm only gonna show you the first delve. I don't feel like I need to show you 4 delves. I think the first one will be plenty. Then the rest of them, I'll just show you the loot. So which one do we have to do? It looks like we have to rescue a bunch of these guys that are like mind controlled or whatever. Okay, that's going to be interdasting. Now, our brand is a healer, so I should just treat it as if I don't have anyone with me, and then look for the potions, basically, is it. What am I looking for here? I need to destroy a bunch of these forces. I also want to kill these guys, the, like, wait, why is Chomp Chomp taking damage? Chomp Chomp just lost 70% of his HP by just stepping into this pool here, so that's wonderful. It's a great way to get things started. Dude, I'm anxious. Are these mobs gonna lost my butthole? Let's find out, bro. There's one way to find out. Let's put it that way. Okay, a couple of mobs. One of the mobs just, I think, disappeared, or like, what happened? There were 3 mobs in combat with me here. Is it dead? Did Bran kill them? I don't know, bro. Anyway, it looks like we're kind of living. Our pets are doing okay. I'm going to put a red, like a hot on my pets now, and just gonna hope for the best. We're pulling some extra stuff. I'm assuming that was Bran's fault, because it usually is. And maybe I should be just popping cooldown. Let's just pop cooldowns. Pop cooldowns on cooldown is what I always say. Until you can't do that no more. Until it don't work no more. There was some guy in some interview that Quasi did on his little podcast thing, which is Quasi's podcast still a thing? I think it wasn't successful enough for him to enjoy it and keep doing it. But yes, anyway, there was a very high rated, I think, Windwalker player that basically said just use cooldowns on cooldown until it doesn't work anymore. That's when you stop doing that, which, you know, that works for me. Okay, I think the people we need to rescue are over here. You know what? Pulling big worked out pretty well for us previously, so let's just keep doing that. Why not? Keep that Bestial Wrath rolling whenever we have it. We're gonna put our barbed shots on the big mobs at the very least. I am getting a little bit, you know, beat up here, but I think I'm doing okay. I think Bran is actually healing my pets quite a lot, which is very, very cool. Like, I don't think he usually heals you as much as he's healing these pets right now. Although Bran seems to be getting absolutely wrecked by these mobs, so if my pets could actually go over here and chomp and growl and get aggro on those, that would be sick. Dude, I cannot wait to do actual content and not this shit, because this is so irritating. Nothing is ever grouped. None of my AoE ever hits anything. What a shit show. Maybe I should just pull small because I can't group the mobs up, and then it's just a shit show anyway. I do have the big guy in front of the little guys now, which is nice. Something just exploded all of them. But yeah, having the big guy in front of all the little guys means that when I hit him with a kill shot, everything behind him gets blown up. Please give me the bomb. The bombs, dude. We got the bombs. The bombs are the bomb, really. It's kind of amazing. They do so much damage when you actually manage to send them into the mobs. Holy shit, I think I sent one and it just absolutely one-shot the Hideous Amalgamation. Oh yeah, I mean, anything that gets hit by one of those bombs is dead. By far the best thing that you can get from the treasure chest thingies. Chomp Chomp is getting absolutely chomped to death by this thing, and then randomly we just one-shot it. Was it Bran's Hatterang? No. What the heck? These mobs just randomly die. Okay, cool. Delves. Everyone enjoy delves. We're gonna loot these little mislaid curiosities because you never know, I might get another one of these bad boys over here, the Shrieking Quartz. That could be cool for next week after the reset. I could get myself another hero piece. If I'm still missing hero pieces, who knows? Maybe I decide to grind the bejesus out of this character, which I would probably do on stream, to be honest. If I was just going to grind 6s or something for hero gear, or 8s or something, I'd probably just fire up a stream and try to do it. Oh, and we have bombs, so everything blows up and dies. Got confused for a second. There was a different colored Devil Saur, and then I realized, oh yeah, that's probably Brands. Alright, we have bombs. We're gonna go ahead and pull this one, send a bomb, pull that, send a bomb, pull that, send a bomb. This is stupid. Okay, we gotta beat up this guy. It shouldn't take too long. The one mob we actually, like, intentionally murder the normal way, which I don't know if it's gonna be the normal way, because randomly, like I said, mobs just blow up. Dude, if I keep getting the bombs every run, these are gonna be very smooth. Although, to be honest, they haven't been too difficult even without the bombs. So, yeah, you know, it's not too bad. Now we have to move up onto the big guy. We have to fight the big guy, the boss. But I think I'm still missing... Yeah, there's still 2 groups that I could murder for the... let me just bomb these guys. Yeah, that's one of the 2 groups that I was talking about. And another one, I don't know where the other one is. We do have a little void portal here. Hold on. What does that give me? It gives me flickering spoils at the end. That's fine. I guess with this, we'll be at 3 out of 4. And the 4th group doesn't actually give you any more loot. What it does do, however, is it gives you some extra Delver's Journey, and I don't really care about Delver's Journey. Yeah, there's the 4th group over there. I'm not going to give a shit about the 4th group. We're just going to go ahead and try and get ourselves to the El Jefe. Okay, all these mobs just blew up instantly. That's crazy. I think a bomb spawned on me, and I instantly kicked it into them. Because look at this. Oh my god, that's stupid damage, bro. Oh, it's this guy. Okay, well, let's get down to business and wait for the bombs to proc. I'm going to go ahead and put my hot on my pet, try and use all of my cooldowns here, keep those barb shots rolling, have them on multiple targets at the same time would be ideal. Again, I would love to get some bombs to spawn in, because if they spawn in, this boss is as good as dead, honestly. You just got to make sure we kill the little tentacle things before we kill, before we try to... Yeah, okay, well, he's gone. There's 1 bomb, 2 bombs over there. Yeah, that one gets 1 shot. This gets 1 shot. That's it. Like, as soon as the bombs spawn, it's all ogre, man. It's all ogre. No, Algari Delver. I did every delve in Castlegar with a take damage dealer and healer. Okay, cool. That's interesting. Undying Caver and Immortal Spelunker. I'm getting lots of achievements. Anyway, let us collect all of the gold and then continue with the tradition, which is left bountiful heavy trunk, right bountiful heavy trunk, flickering spoils, nemesis strongbox, gilded stash, and then of course bountiful coffer, which would be followed by the hidden trove had we had a map. We did not. And we got shoulders, which is a little disappointing because we already have 2 out of 8 shoulders. But what we can do now is we can talk to Zaran and maybe get ourselves slightly better trinky trinks. Well, with what we have on offer, I don't really think these are better than what we can just what we just have. I mean, we have this healer trinket. We have these trinkets that are just kind of not good for us. There's this leech trinket that's absolutely worthless. This isn't bad, but none of these are worth investing my you know, stuff into. If I get desperate, I'll buy one of these, in the sense of, like, if I get no trinket from the delves, then I'll maybe buy one of these. Otherwise, I'm just gonna save my undercoin. I don't think I have all that much. It says I have a bunch across all these characters, but that is because I haven't logged into them yet, so this add-on hasn't been updated properly. Anyway, we got the Cracked Keystone quest, which is going to give us 15 more runed and gilded crests once we do our first key, which is going to be nice. And we can move on to the next delves, where I will only show you the loot, because honestly, I don't think you guys are too excited about delve gameplay, especially not when it's like, oh, do I have a bomb on the ground I can step on and obliterate this pack or not? And that's the gameplay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Delvo bot, because all 3 of the other delves are actually located in here. So all 3 of the other bountiful delves are in Hellafall, and this will take me to one of them, and then I can just go from there. Alrighty, we're just about done with this one. I would love to interrupt this beam, but it doesn't seem to work. It doesn't really matter because this guy's dead, and that means we're done with this quest, or sorry, quest delve. Let us grab all of the gold first, of course, as is custom, then check for mislaid curiosities, of which I see none. Yes, that seems, no, wait, there's one in the back here somewhere. Aha, it would try to hide from me like that. It would, wouldn't it? And then of course we go back to the usual, which is left bountiful heavy trunk, right bountiful heavy trunk, flickering spoils, nemesis strongbox, gilded stash, and then of course course, our bountiful coffer, from which we receive gloves. Okay, nice. A glove upgrade, which is fine. I did think that might happen, so here we are. Oh, very nice. We got a Delver's Bounty as well. Did I get that from the first one? No, it was glowing, so I think we just got it, which is very, very nice. I immediately replaced these gloves, even though they're tier gloves, because, well, honestly, why wouldn't I? I have no 2-set or anything, so it's not like I'm losing something from them being tier. And now it is time to move on to the next one. Nice, not bad. Gloves. I just realized that there's a flickering spoils thing here, so I have to kill Kaiveza before we kill... Oh, whatever. What? Everything just died and exploded at the same time. But yeah, I didn't see the little portal thing until I was already fighting the boss, and the boss was just about dead. So I clicked the portal. Kaiveza's clone showed up, and yeah, it was a whole thing. But I think, yeah, Shadowed Flickering Spoil, so we did get everything. Now let's see what else we get. Let's open up, first we grab all the gold, of course, and then we look for mislaid curiosities, which I don't think there are any in here. No, I don't. There are none in here. So we grab left Bountiful Heavy Trunk, right Bountiful Heavy Trunk, Shadowed Flickering Spoils, Nemesis Strongbox, Gilded Stash, Bountiful Coffer, and then Hidden Trove for the hero item. That's what I'm excited about right now. And the hero item is the single shittiest trinket in the game. It gives you Leech when you get low on HP, which is amazing. I mean, that's what healers are for now. But we seem to be in combat. What am I in combat with? Maybe those snakes or some shit. I don't know. I'm going to feign death so I can equip these. Never mind, I'm still in combat. Whatever. But I got new boots, which is nice. That's something. But I'm very disappointed in this trinket. Sure, I could equip it for the raw agility, but I don't think it's worth losing these procs for it. What a bummer. What a bummer. But we have one more dungeon to do. And you know what I just realized? I realized that I have not actually been going back to turn in my disc belt quest thing. So we're going to leave the delve, equip our new boots, and then Hearthstone promptly because I want to go and turn in my quest thing. I've done 3 delves and I haven't turned it in once, and that really annoys me. But we're going to get a bunch of weekly quests done now at the same time because we have the World Soul quest, we have the 3 weekly delve quests, and we have the disc fragment quest. So let's turn those in. There's one of them. We got a fractured spark of twilight, not twilight, starlight, that one. Yeah, Bren does have a quest for us to turn in. This has a quest for us to turn in. Let's get gathering an upgrade. We have these pinnacle caches. They might give us veteran pieces, but honestly I don't care. I don't need veteran pieces anymore. And we have the durable information securing container. It is slightly higher item level than what we have right here, but I'm gonna just put this down here somewhere in the maybe pile and see if we can't make use of that later on. Anyway, what else are we doing here? All right, turning in the disc fragment quest. God, I'm so annoyed with myself. I keep forgetting about the stupid disc belt. They should have nerfed it to the point where it's not even worth getting at all anymore. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it. And I'd actually be happy when I get belts from other sources. And another pinnacle cache is secured. We seem to not have gotten any more fractured sparks of twilight, which is starlight, not twilight. Jesus. But yes, we didn't get any more of those, which is a little bit irritating considering we've done so many different activities like world activities and weeklies, and we only have 3 fractured sparks to show for it. So I'm hoping that the remaining delve gives me one so that I can get myself a second spark and use both of these enchanted ruined ethereal crests. Because we at least luckily do have enough of these ruined ethereal crests to get ourselves the 2 upgrades that we can use in tandem with the enchanted ruined ethereal crest. I'll explain more when we get to that point, but oh man, I'm really annoyed about the belt. Anyway, back to delving. The last one remaining is the stink hole. I'm going to actually teleport to Dawnbreaker just to do that. There it is, the Dawnbreaker. We click that and we teleport. This is a WeakAura. I have a WeakAura that when I click any of these, I teleport to that dungeon. It's kind of nice. Men's dungeon portals or something like that. We do have a second Shrieking Quartz, but even if we only had one, I would use it right now because what I would like to do is I'd like to kick Kaiveza's ass. Here she comes. We've got all of our cooldowns. We've got everything we could possibly need. We even got Reno's random reactions right now that I picked up from one of these little treasure chest type thingies. There was a puzzle or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Basically, we're going to kick her ass. We need to get her to 50% HP and then she'll go away. What we have to look out for is she will summon in these Dark Massacre things. You have to look at them, so look where they spawn in so that you can turn to the second one when you need to. I just lost my pet. I've got a revive. Chomp chomp. There we go. I just wasted all of these. Oh, the daggers are... I can't tell where the daggers are coming from. That was scary. Okay, they went away. So this is apparently slightly curved or whatever. So when the dagger guy spawned in over there, I couldn't tell where they were, but I managed to survive that. So the reason I did this was because we have a chance to get champion piece. Hey, and we got pants. That's amazing. Now watch me get pants when I finish this delve. And there we go. One more delve done. There is a mislaid curiosity here that I wish to pick up. There we go. Where is my dino going? What the heck? Where are you going, Devilsaur? You attacking the rocks? Good job, buddy. All right, we're going to go ahead and loot all of this gold, of course. No mislaid curiosities in here, it looks like. So left bountiful heavy trunk, right bountiful heavy trunk, flickering spoils, nemesis strongbox, and bountiful coffer. There we go. And we got ourselves a crossbow. But it has pretty poor stats. I don't think we'll be using that rather than the Rift Breaker that has such a good chunk of haste on it. We got another Wriggle, which is Bubbles' long lost cousin from the deep. And we have another Mr. Delver, but I already have a bunch of those, so no luck there. At least I didn't get pants again, but I did get a piece that I cannot use. That is unfortunate. Now, seeing as we haven't gotten any kind of trinket other than this piece of shit hero trinket that gives me leech, which I do not want, we're going to go ahead and buy one of these trinkets here. I don't know. Maybe I should get this one that gives me a bunch of stats when I use it. What is the cooldown? 2-minute cooldown on that. I could have it for each of my Call of the Wild. You know what? Let's just grab that. Who cares? It's not amazing, but at least I have a champion trinket. And we'll have it replace the Soul Breaker's sigil. There we go. I could buy another one right now. I could transfer over some more of these undercoins, or I could just do one more delve and get some more undercoins, whatever. But I don't want to do that because I'm going to go and try and get my ass into a normal raid. We were not lucky, so we didn't get another fractured spark of starlight, but from the normal raid, even though I'm only going to probably do 4 bosses because most normal raids now fall apart after the first 4 bosses, I do expect to get at least 1 fractured spark from there. Raids usually do give a good chunk of those, so there is at least that, so I'm hoping to get that. However, there is still the issue of the belt, where I can now get myself the first of 3 upgrades, so I need to do 2 more delves in order to get the belt fully upgraded, which would not be bad. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Hold on, let me just real quick. Now I just remembered. Set it to something else. I think we want to go for critical chain. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it matters. I'll probably be replacing the belt at some point with a crafted one since it has been nerfed. And let me turn in this quest, and now I guess... I don't know. I really don't know what to do. Should I do 2 more delves? You know what? Let's do 2 more delves. I'm going to spend my entire day delving. And that is another upgrade secured for our belt right here. There we go. We finally kicked the bucket. But not only that, we also get some more runed crests. So let's quickly just go pick up all this gold. Very, very juicy gold. Left bountiful heavy trunk or right bountiful heavy trunk. You see 10 runed ethereal crests there. Flickering spoils gives us a bunch of stuff we don't really care about. And then the Nemesis Strongbox, since we got all of them done, we get 30 Valor Stones, which we're kind of capped on, kind of annoyed by that. I should go back. Well, I'm either way going to go back to Dornegal and get those turned in, do some upgrades. I would have loved to turn them into a Fractured Spark, or rather, sorry, into a Spark of Starlight, but I just cannot seem to get any Fractured Sparks, so there's that. Give me that belt upgrade. There it is, and pushing it to the limit. I almost didn't accept the quest. Imagine, I go do another delve, only to find out I didn't have the quest. Wouldn't be too dissimilar from the other delves I've done today, I guess. Now let's see if we can get some value out of Valor Stones, because we're going to get a few more from doing this next dungeon, so I may, or dungeon, sorry, delve. So may as well just put in some upgrades here. I'm thinking these pantaloons are going to stay with us. These shoulders are going to stay with us. These gloves are going to stay with us. So maybe we can just upgrade all of them to 4 out of 8. There we go. That's going to be more than enough of our thingy things spent, Valor Stones spent. We're at 1.6k. There's no way we overcap from the next thing that we do. So I feel quite happy with that. Fungal Folly was fairly quick. So I'm going to go and do another one of those. We sneak past a few mobs because we're done with the ethereal room. So now let's grab left bountiful heavy trunk. Ah, shit. I didn't grab gold. Whatever, man, doesn't really matter. Right bountiful heavy trunk and Nemesis Strongbox, and that I believe is us done with upgrading our belt. Cool. And now how much do we have? We have 90 runed ethereal crests, bro. That's crazy. I really wish I got a fractured spark here. That would have been so nice, but what can you do? There's no spark in it for us. Hey, actually, hold on. One thing I shouldn't do is Hearthstone out of delves. That seems to bug them out. I just realized it is exactly 5 p.m. What that means is we can go and we can do the theater troupe thing. That has a chance of giving us a Spark of Starlight. well, a fractured one, but that would be turned into a whole one immediately. So I'm going to go over there right away. Dude, if this works, I'm going to be one happy camper. Accept the theater troupe and begin theater troupe. And what am I supposed to do? I need to sweep the stage. Okay, we're just sweeping. Okay, if I move around, does that do anything? Or am I supposed to run over anything specific? No, I literally just sweep the stage. Okay, that is as exciting as I expected this thing to be, isn't it? Need to right click some NPCs here. That works. 1 audience approval for each click. Okay, that's not exactly the most rewarding thing on the planet, but whatever. I'm just trying to get to 50 of the audience approval so I can get my weekly done. Okay, we got a chunk there. Okay, we were supposed to beat up these punks. Okay, these literally just get one shot by my thing. So one thing that I've noticed is if your black arrow kills an NPC, it doesn't apply the AoE. It doesn't do the AoE. It has to first do the damage, and like a millisecond later is when it applies the AoE. So if it just insta-gives the punk, or sorry, the punk you're shooting at, it does not actually do the AoE. So that can be a little bit irritating in this sort of content where there's sometimes mobs that do not live very well after you shoot them in the dome with that. But we have 51 audience approval earned. We're going to go ahead and just stand here in the middle and wait for this to finish because I can't be bothered, if I'm going to be honest with you.
One eternity later.
And that concludes the theater troupe. Very, very exciting, super amazing. That's wonderful. And we did get our spark. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. And we get a distinguished actor's chest. Very cool. More valor stones and some weathered crests. That's okay, I guess. That's nice, actually. Let's turn in the last upgrade for our belt really, really quick. Oh, look at that. 701 item level. Jose. Now I think it's time to craft ourselves a weapon, which is going to be a gun from engineering, I believe. I don't think there's any bows you can craft. Could be wrong. And I'm thinking, what else could I craft? I'm thinking there's no real good options, honestly. Let me take a look at what I'm supposed to be using as far as embellishments are concerned. So apparently it's the lining ones. It's the dawn thread lining and then maybe the dusk thread lining. And then, of course, there is the elemental focusing lens as an option. These don't seem too exciting either way. But the nice thing about elemental focusing lens is that I can put it on just about anything I want. And I don't know how much. I'm probably going to be crafting a bunch since I'm going to push a lot on this character. Usually the context in which I do my gearing is like I go for all 10s or something like that. So I don't really need the best gear possible. But with this character, I actually do want to get the best gear possible, and I do want to min-max as much as possible. So I am thinking, probably going to go for the elemental focusing lens. Now, it is slightly better to get the dawn thread lining because you get the crit well above 80% health, but I think I'm going to go for the elemental focusing lens just so I can get 2 of them right off the bat here and be done with the embellishments and not have to think about them anymore. Anyway, let's track this weapon, and I am going to go for a necklace here because, oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, should I be crafting anything before I see what I get from the raid? I might get some kind of necklace that might be useful. Let me check. I'm going to make this decision based on what the first 4 bosses drop. So there is a high versatility, low haste neck that we could get from Soulbinder Nazindri, but that doesn't really spark joy because of the heavy versatility. Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about that too much. I mean, going for the hunters would be sick too. If I could get these boots, that would be kind of amazing because they're clearly best in slot for pretty much anyone when it comes to DPS. And there is a nice haste neck here actually, so maybe I try to push my group to do soul hunters as well. I don't really care about that any further than that. So yeah, I'm going to postpone crafting with the sparks until after the raid. And right now I'm going to go jump into the raid. If I get invited, that is, because I'm... Oh my goodness, what happened here? Oh, I accidentally right-click dragged it? Okay, sorry, got distracted. I'm only 687, technically 691, because for some reason it's still telling me to go like equip something from the warband bank. I don't understand what exactly it is that it wants me to equip, but hey, whatever. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna try and find myself a raid, and I'm really hoping that I get into one, but I can't guarantee anything really. Difficulty normal, this many raid bosses defeated, and let's get out of here. Oh my god, these... Really? This group is called Let's Go. Oh man, let's see if we can join a quick clear. Oh, we can actually. Holy shit, nice. That instant invite, what the heck? Well, let me go over there then. It looks like we have a 2-4-14 raid kind of composition. I'm more than happy to be part of it. Honestly, I thought I would be struggling to get into a raid, but I am not doing so. I actually got invited immediately. Question is, do we have some bumpers? We have a 727 Feral Druid, 721 Elemental Shaman, probably people here that are just here to do 4 bosses and then screw off because they don't want to waste their time. I'm probably not going to do very well on the charts here. I'm also just going to stick to my M+ build, which is probably not the best single target option that Dark Ranger has, but I do not care. We're going to put our Hunter's Mark on this and get ready to kick some ass. And here we go with Plexus Sentinel. As far as mechanics are concerned for this boss, it's a complete no-brainer. You stack up for a soak and you spread out. When you have a circle on you, you get away from the rest of your group. You drop the circle off to the side. This circle needs to be dropped off to the side. Group seems to be doing so. There's this one person that's a little bit confused about where they're supposed to go and don't know what their movement speed abilities are, but that's okay. It's a hunter, so can't expect much from them, much like me, you know? Another mechanic you look for is there are these intermissions where you have to use this extra action button to move around a little bit more quickly. Or not more quickly, but to phase through these like energy walls or whatever that do a bunch of damage to you if you don't use the cloak to fly through them. So now we have the circle. We're gonna go over here to the side, drop these down. There you go, beautiful. Get healed a little bit would be nice. And there we go. Now the tank drops his off over in the corner because his puts down a giant circle. I do believe now we are going to be doing the intermission where we have to use the thingy with the stuff to dash through this. We dash like so, and beautiful. Now we have to break this shield on the boss, which is not very difficult at all with the kind of DPS that people are doing in this run. So we big chillin'. Again, like I said, not a very complicated boss, very easy, at least on normal. I don't know about the other difficulties. I literally haven't touched heroic in raiding this expansion. Not expansion. I did do heroic on in the first expansion, or in the first patch, but the second and third patch I did not do shit because I don't know. Raiding doesn't really appeal to me because I mostly pug, and pugging isn't fun because after pretty much every boss in heroic mode, you have to wait for people to rejoin, and mythic pugging is, I don't know. It just feels like a lot of time. Where the hell is bro going? Okay, he was getting up underneath the boss and everything, getting a little bit crazy with it. I've just been sending my cooldowns on cooldown. I don't know if that's a great idea or not, but hey, it's whatever. We have a priest who wants to drop that right on top of our head. We're going to try and not stand in it after he drops it there. A little bit messy, wasn't paying attention. At least the tanks are very nice, and they keep dropping the big thing all the way over there in the back. So that's really nice. And there's another soak coming through. We're going to use a defensive this time while we stand in it. And the sentinel should be going down here shortly. I'm curious to see what kind of DPS I did. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but honestly, there's not much to do wrong here. It doesn't seem to be on me. I'm going to just try and not stand on top of everyone else. Our red paladin friend thought he would kill the boss before the circle ran out, but that's okay. A polearm with agility, I'm going to need roll on it in case, well, I mean, it's going to be an off-spec roll, right? So I'm hoping nobody else actually needs it, and then maybe I can get it for my off-spec. That would be cool. A transmog roll and 2 greed rolls. Let's go, baby. 2 people with the off-spec rolls coming in. Let's see if I win that roll. It does look like, I think this is the like decked out feral druid. I don't think he needs that unless he wants the transmog. We'll see. I don't know why I'm even looking at that because that would be for survival. So I don't like it. Doesn't really matter if I get it or not, but it would be cool if I got it. We're waiting on unparallel. Oh no. Oh damn. I really like, well, good. This is good. I got the bad roll out on the stuff I don't actually need. So now I have the 4 roll is gone. That means I'm going to win the Demon Hunter boots. That would be sick because I actually want the Demon Hunter boots. I want the Demon Hunter boots more than anything else. And we're getting ready to start with Lumithar. Also a fairly simple fight, as you would expect for being the potential second boss of a raid. Basically kill the little orbs when they float towards you. If you get a line to the boss, you go off to the edge and drop off a puddle. That's about it, really. That's the whole fight. In phase 2, oh, there we go. I got sucked in. I'm being sucked off by the giant moth. And there we go. I have handled it. Ideally, you try not to take up too much space with these, but it really doesn't matter. You don't usually run out unless the fight is too slow to be cleared anyway. But yes, soon we will be encircled by a bunch of orbs, and then we have to destroy one of those orbs. This one I think would be a good target. We're gonna go ahead and switch to it, try and destroy it. Group seems to be focusing on something else. Yeah, they're focusing on one over there. Now we can go back to boss. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to hide away from the boss, or in this direction. Unless some idiot drops a circle right there. Okay, whatever. Well, you don't want to stand in the web, so you just have to run over to somewhere to the side. That was a little bit silly that they took up that space, but it looks like people didn't understand that they need to get out. Were they really that slow, or did they just not realize in time, or what happened? But we lost some people apparently to that. I would personally rather save the battle res. Even though a healer went down, I'd still save a battle res for a tank in case a tank goes down in a normal raid. But then again, I don't care. I'm just here to kind of vibe. Oh, and here comes El Jefe, drops down from the ceiling. Something, for some reason, Danny and other people consider this nasty and disgusting. I was like, I don't know why. And then I looked at the giant butthole just kind of pooping on everything over here. I'm going to step into this and use a defensive. So everyone is supposed to soak that. You're supposed to, I think, take turns. Nope, you're just supposed to soak that. I think probably take turns on heroic and higher, but on normal, you just soak it every time it comes up, and that's it. And use another charge of my defensive here and step into it, because a lot of people don't seem to want to stand in it, which is normal for normal. Kind of used to that at this point. Melee is asking the tanks to move a little bit. Okay, we're gonna get into this and soak again. I don't have a defensive to use. I should have used exhilaration, because then it would get like a partial defensive, because exhilaration applies survival of the fittest and vice versa at reduced effectiveness thanks to a talent that we have. So I should have used exhilaration there to try and apply a defensive. In fact, I'm going to do it now because, you know, I'm standing in the soak, so maybe I should do that. Boss is just about dead. There's not much left to it. You just rinse repeat here until the boss kicks the bucket, which is right about now. Nice. I love how quick and easy these normal fights are when there's a couple of people that are decked out. There we go. Another boss dead. There's a dagger, transmog, 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 and something I can't roll need for, so that's great. Nothing for me, but at least we're working on that quest, you know? Oh, and I guess we got this Loom Beast Silk thing, which lets us buy our cloak transmog outside, I think. Oh, I went the wrong way. Whoopsie daisy, sorry about that. We're getting ready to pull Soulbinder Nazindri, which is also a fairly straightforward fight, as all of them are on normal, I guess. I don't know why I keep pointing it out. So the big idea is you should, if you're targeted with like a beam-like thing, you should point it at these containers that you can find off to the side of the room, like these containers. Then there at one point is a knockback. I did not get a beam, so I don't have to move for anything. At one point there is a knockback. Where that knockback makes sure you don't get pushed off the edges. That's really all there is to it. It's not very complex. And there's also these orbs that get shot out from random people. So you want to position that in a way where these orbs are not going to go towards a bunch of your friends. There's the expulsion. We just get close to her and make sure that we don't go off the side like that guy did over there. That's funny as hell, actually. All right, we got to hustle over here. See if we can't destroy these thingies. Zugzug Pew Pew gets targeted. There's one person that realizes they can take care of that one over there, which is wonderful. I've been yapping and recording for so long that I'm starting to lose my voice. All right, the next knockback will take us in this direction because that's where we want to go, so we can destroy another one of these potentially. And then we do have some more over there. It looks like the tanks kind of just don't really care about how many of these we destroy. I guess they just really care about this one here being destroyed, which is okay, I guess. I mean, that's their prerogative. Yeah, that one is definitely going to get destroyed. There's 3 orbs heading towards it, so that's definitely something. I have another set of cooldowns coming in. So I took a look at the cooldowns that I'm getting, or rather the tier set that I'm getting, and this 2-minute cooldown that I have right now is turning into a 1-minute cooldown. I'm going to have everything overlapping all the time. It's going to be really, really nice. And we have some AoE situation going on here because we didn't break all of these containers, so we didn't kill the ads before they became actual ads we have to fight in the boss fight. Ideally, you clear more of these containers, and you can clear more of these containers if the boss is positioned correctly, but it was not, so here we are. Can I counteract this with a... Oh, I can. Nice. I can just use my disengage to not get thrown off the edge. Cool. I've been able to keep my 3 stacks of frenzy on my pets the entire time, which is really, really nice. Oh, there's soul calling, which means there... Oh, okay, so we get more of these. We just reset. Cool. It's not on me, so I don't have to worry about it. I lose my 3 stacks of frenzy, unfortunately, because I didn't get any resets on my barbed shot. And, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. We only activated 2 of these, so we don't get as many ads, or rather, we don't get to destroy as many ads as we did last time, but that's all right. And let's counteract that with a disengage. There we go. Put the bleed on him, get some more dire beasts to spawn in. Bloodshed basically is like a good way to get more dire beasts to spawn, from my understanding. It's like a dot. It's pretty hefty, I guess, but it's mostly just used to spawn more dire beasts in. So that's cool, I guess. We again lose the frenzy because we don't have quite enough haste. We're running 19% haste. I do believe with 30% haste, we could drop the barbed shot cooldown enough to just always... If we just use it on cooldown, we will have the thingy with the stuff. So I'm hoping to get to that stat breakpoint fairly soon. That is my understanding of it. I could be completely wrong, though. So please don't yell at me in the comments. Actually, do yell at me in the comments. Tell me I'm stupid and that I did not know that that does not work that way and blah, 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 blah. Just please comment. It really helps with the algorithm. Anyway, looks like we already have people piecing out because they've defeated as many bosses as they wanted to. I would like to stay all the way until we kill Fractilis, actually, because it turns out, I think it's the nether prism. Yes, the unyielding nether prism is what I want, and in order to buy it from the vendor, I have to actually clear Fractilis on normal. So we're gonna try and keep pushing the raid to go until Fractilis. Ideally, we will get Fractilis done. If not, then I might have to look for a group that is on Fractilis. I would also like to do the hunters, the soul hunters or whatever, because yes, I would like the boots. And I've probably already explained this, but who cares? You're here for the yappage anyway, so yeah. The poll timer for Forge Weaver Hurrahs draws to a close as we engage, and we're ready for this somewhat cool fight, honestly. There's like a short damage amp in it and stuff that sometimes you want to have Bloodlust for, but honestly on normal, the fight is so short that, I don't know, man, it's just not worth it. There is a soak that we need to do, and we spawn ads. Now, it would be better if we spawn those ads close so that we can cleave them down, but I guess it doesn't matter. Ideally, I guess, yeah, you want them to be really far away, but it just leads to situations like this where they will not be stacked up. So that is something. We're gonna hard switch to the Echo. I think that's what we're supposed to do. I probably should have used my cooldowns here at the beginning of the fight. I'm a little flustered, if I'm going to be honest. Danny just came home after being gone for the whole day, so I was excited. And she brought snacks, so that's even more excitement. Okay, it looks like these ads will actually be stacked with the boss, so that is something at least. We're going to go ahead and try and blast the bejesus out of these ads, keep that beast cleave going. We have a soak up again. We're going to go into the soak. I guess I'll use the offensive while I'm standing in the soak, since I am going to take some inevitable damage. And we're going to again switch to the Echo to focus it as much as we can. Trying to keep barbed shot going on both the Echo and the boss, but I am having trouble resetting barbed shot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not high enough on crit yet or something? I do not know. But I do believe we are approaching the next phase of this fight, which is us having to kill the portals, basically, that the boss is spawned in, so that's something. They are currently immune to damage, but they won't be forever. Arcane Expulsion, is this it? I do not know. I think it might be. Yes, it is. We're going to go ahead and just pick one of them and beat the shit out of it. I don't know if there's like a one that we should be focusing or if we should split or whatever. That much I never did figure out, but we're just gonna go ahead and murder them now. I unfortunately did lose my frenzy stacks on my pets here because I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know if I ran out of charges of barbed shot or something, but it happens even to the best of us. We will have our full set of cooldowns available for when the boss does reach his extra damage phase, which is coming up soon. I think it's after this. It is right about now, so let's send all of our stuff. Let's send our big bleed. Get these kill shots in there, or I should say black arrows, and that should be as much damage as we can possibly get in there. Now, I should have had frenzy stacks going through it, but it doesn't matter. Dark Terminus is coming, which means we're going to get all knocked back to the edge of the room. Sorry, my voice is failing me. And we're supposed to keep away from that side of the room because it's going to start moving towards us like this line of nothingness. And yeah, we're done. That's the boss dead. So I guess it didn't matter where the heck we stood. Okay, cool. So is there anything for me here? 2 logic gates Omega. They don't really have good stats for me. I'm going to greed on them. A chest piece. Ooh, I would love that chest piece, but I do not get the chest piece, unfortunately. It was won by someone with Cyrillic writing. Let us check if they actually need it. I guess they kind of sort of do. They have a 3 out of 8 champion chest already, but maybe this has better stats. I won't judge. I'll leave it to them to determine whether they truly want to keep it or not. But a lot of people are leaving because they wanted the 4 bosses for their quest for the turbo boost, and I cannot blame them, honestly. But it does seem like some people are sticking around and they want to go to the soul hunters, which makes me quite happy, because I would also like to do the soul hunters for them boots with the fur. They got the whole club looking at her. Okay, I think I should probably not be hitting this. Let's go ahead and manually use growl. Okay, get me out of here. I am going to go ahead and just keep running. Oh man, there's a way to avoid all this trash. You just have to move correctly, but somebody already pulled it, so I started hitting it and I didn't really care anymore. But that was probably a bad idea. I should have probably not done that. Oh well, let's see how this works out. Dude, I hit something once and immediately I have aggro on it. So that means nobody's hitting it. They're just running past it. Okay. We're going to dismiss our pets. There we go. And we're going to resummon them here and try to do some damage. Now, it would be lovely if a tank got aggro on this thing before it ripped me to shreds. There we go. Very good. I'm going to feign death because this thing is hitting me and I don't want it to hit me anymore. There we go. Tank did take over. Okay, so this is relatively well handled. It looks like most people are just not here. A lot of them are in Dornogal. They just haven't left the raid yet. I don't know if they want to. Oh, yo, I know why. Okay, so we have no warlock here. We do have a warlock here. He just got here. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one thing. This is going to be fun. Okay, hold on. I can dismiss this. Hold on. They're trying to get me to respawn this or redo this. So we're going to go ahead and hit it and feign death. And there we go. I dismissed my pets to reduce the chance of it failing. Okay, Warlock, if you could just do your thing where you let us summon stone, please. I am going to go ahead and summon myself. Now, this sounds pretty stupid, but what it will let me do is Hearthstone back to Dornogal or use this portal. No, I won't be able to use the portal because the mage is not part of the group. Oh, no, it is. Allspice. Okay. I just need someone to click my thing to summon me. Please. Anyone? Oh, okay. Thank you. Joke's on you. And no, joke's on you. You're summoning someone who's here. The name of this person is joke's on you. We're going to go ahead and use this portal. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to turn in the quest so I can continue gaining more towards the next one, if that makes any sense. Because you can do this quest multiple times to get multiple of the cartel chips. Let me just go ahead and turn in our existing one. We're going to grab a new one that has me kill 4 more. And we're going to accept my own original summon to go back into the raid. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm going to help summon the rest of us. I don't know. Are we getting more people? Because right now I think we're solo healing this. Don't know if... No, it's 2 healers. We have the Holy Paladin here that can help us out with heal. Okay, cool. It looks like we're kind of good. We could get 2 more people. At least 1 more healer would be good and 1 more DPS. But we'll see what the leader decides. I don't know if there's many people that want to join us. I don't think the title is telling us which boss we're on, and that might put some people off of it. And we're finally ready to do this with the demon hunters and all that. Let's go ahead and soak these. There's a few mechanics here that I'm not 110% sure about how they work, but honestly, it can't be that difficult. One of the mechanics is that you soak when you have this blue debuff on you. There will be blue circles on the ground that you eventually have to soak up with that debuff. So I'm going to be doing that if I can, or rather if I get this debuff. Healers can dispel the debuff, and then at some point you don't have to do the soak anymore. I think one of the healers doesn't know that the debuff is basically endless and will always be just reapplied, so there's not much point in dispelling that. We're supposed to stand in this to soak together, but yeah, I guess I should have moved a little bit closer. Anyway, quite a few mechanics. It turns into a cluster, but all of them hit so weakly that it doesn't even matter. Now, I do see that the debuffs have stabilized. It does not look like they're moving around anymore. So that is good. Lots of new zones going down though, so the people with the debuffs now have to go back to soaking yet again. I'm going to try and spread out my barbed shots onto multiple targets, put a bleed on someone as well, and we seem to be okay. So we struggled quite a bit to try and find ourselves in enough people to do this, and now we apparently have too many people. There's one person that wasn't even summoned in, so They joined for Soul Hunters, but won't be able to participate in Soul Hunters, which is funny, I guess. Let's avoid these circles. It does look like I won't be able to reset my thingy with the stuff, the frenzy stacks, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever. I can't quite tell if the healers are still messing up the this spells or not. I don't know. They do seem to, the people with the things keep seemingly moving around very far from side to side. Either that or they're being dispelled. Now, I don't really know, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter, does it? We're supposed to stop these orbs from reaching the boss. I can do so quite easily considering that I am fully mobile. I don't have to cast anything. I don't have to be in melee. Which is one of the greatest things about BM Hunter, honestly, is the fact that you can just blast, bro. You're just big chillin' no matter what. Keep those frenzy stacks rolling. I did lose one trying to activate all of my copious cooldowns, all of which are on the global cooldown, which I severely dislike, but whatever. That's one thing I don't like, is I have three cooldowns and they're all on the global cooldown. It makes me feel bad. I don't like it. But hey, it's whatever. This line is here. We have to stay in the line, try to soak. It's basically a soak. It's a unique soak. I haven't seen other ones like it, but it is a soak. Now we have two people that are not doing the soak on those blue circles over there, which is a bit of a problem. So this would be a good time for the healer to dispel one of the people that has the thing. See, if the mage would get dispelled, I would get it now because I think it travels to the closest person. Mage is now realizing that he does have to soak. Either that or he didn't realize that he was standing in something. We have one of the demon hunters going down soon. The hunt is going out, which means people need to get into the soak here. And we have a lot of crap on the ground that is not being soaked or not being like removed with the people with the debuff. But I guess maybe the people with the debuff have decided that they don't care anymore, or the ones that could be doing it got dispelled, because there were people doing it before. I am struggling here. I'm using health stones, I'm using exhilaration, I'm using everything, but he goes down. And do we get any boots? We do not get boots. We got a necklace with a lot of haste though. That's tempting. I'm gonna need roll on it, see what happens. I don't even get it, so it doesn't really matter. And it does not look like we have anything else. We do get maybe shoulder set items. Let's see, maybe we get that at least. Nope, we don't get oh, maybe we do get shit. Let's see if the other hunter decides to roll for it. I would very much like to continue and do the next boss as well. Oh, it looks like we will get shoulder piece. Oh, nice. I am okay with that. That saves me one charge of the catalyst. Nobody else need rolled on it either, so there's nobody else who really needs it. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it into a piece for myself. Jose. It's not an upgrade right now, but at least now I know that I have a 2-set going on if I choose to use these gloves that I have. Wait, is this the actual Cruella? Hold on. I'm going to whisper them and see if this is the actual Cruella. They're not responding, but if it was the real Cruella, that's cool as shit because I like her on the cast, on the Race to World First cast.
One eternity later.
Oh my god, at long last, we are actually starting Fractalus. That took for frickin' ever, man. Goodness gracious. Alright, let's pop off. Let's blow this thing apart so we don't have to use our brain at all. As soon as this boss is dead, I think I'm peacing out. I don't care about getting more boss kills or whatever. I don't really need the gear from any of the other bosses. Well, maybe I could use something, but I don't care enough, man. Unless nobody leaves the raid and everyone's ready to move on and go for Salhadar, I am leaving. Because it takes so long to put a group together, it's not even funny. And this is normal raid, dude. I guess everyone's busy playing Remix or Fellowship or something. I don't know, man, but it's been a bit of a toughie. Now the boss mechanics here are basically you have two different things that could affect you. I think this one drops lines of walls. The one that I have right now, yes it does. Look at that, there's another wall right there. And the other one that you can get destroys lines of walls. So we're trying to destroy lines of walls with that one. Oh, I didn't see that there was someone in front of me. We're going to go ahead and use the defensive. Lots of people are going down though. I think it might be due to the fact that some of our healers aren't really healing all that much. And it also kind of sucks that we don't seem to have a very clear indication of where we want to be destroying things or dropping things or whatever. I'm going to use a thingy with the stuff. I might go down here due to the debuff that's about to hit me. Oh, nope. It does not actually do a lot of damage to me. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill this because people really have, like, we haven't defined a safe zone. Everyone's just kind of stacking, like running around crazy, all crazy. Like, look at that. Like, everyone's all over the place. I'm trying to avoid getting hit by those lines because they actually put a dot on you that hurts like a mother trucker. son of a biscuit. All right, we have another set of cooldowns here. We're at, we're looking pretty rough on this one, I gotta admit. I don't know if this is going to be a kill, and if it isn't, I don't know if the group's gonna stick together, but I really want to kill this boss, because then I have access to the best trinket, which is the nether prism. Now, I do want to make sure I don't stand in the way of this, because that would really suck. I don't know if that would hurt me or not. I think this is the one that breaks things, not the ones that actually stack things. The breakers don't really hurt. It's the stackers that hurt. Okay, I'm trying to avoid these people that have the the lines. Oh man, I think I'm safe here. I can't tell for certain. Oh yeah, I was safe there. Good. Ah shit, another one hit me. I'm gonna use the defensive again. Try and live through it. And this one is a stacker. We're gonna go over to the edge, all the way to the edge, like so. Try to stack it over here. I'm gonna get hit by 2 stacks because this paladin decided to move in the last second and just doom me. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna die to the dot. Okay, and we have some guy that keeps spamming with some stupid freaking add-on or WeakAuras or whatever and says these people should get kicked. Bro, it's not that deep. We just didn't tell people what to do, and it's a normal raid. 3 months into the season. His holy pally AFK hold pie. Dude, I'm just gonna ignore this guy. He just like nobody cares. It's a normal raid. It ain't that deep. It does look potentially like a kill at this point. All the good DPS is still alive, so that's something. I was actually up there because I managed to live a little bit longer. No, people are gonna stack up some debuffs over here. A couple of people are gonna have 2 stacks of the dot, but they're beefier than I was, so I think they might be able to live it. Think people need to break these. Some of these need to be broken, otherwise they're going to reach Fractalus and it's not going to be good. Here we go. Multiple walls have been broken. 6% of the boss's health is left, and it looks like people are going to actually be able to clear this. That's amazing. Nice boost. Cool. Down goes Fractalus, and I don't know if I want to stay for this group to do their thing. I'm going to wait for a res though, so I can loot the carved crest from here. What do we have here? We have a crossbow that is not better than what I have, because I have the apparently Bis crossbow, Danny told me, because of this extra effect. So that's cool. Oh, nice. We get a res. Most people seem to be sort of staying. 2 people left. Do I bother? Do I bother staying? Do I not bother staying? I don't know. I'm indecisive at the moment. 3 people have left. I think that's it. I don't want to wait for 3 more people. One of them was the tank. We lost a healer as well. I think that's it. I'm going to be happy with what I've gotten, which is access to the thing that lets me buy the stuff with the thingy that we got. What am I even trying to say? Sorry, I'm flustered because that boss fight was a little frustrating. I can buy the trinket that drops from him with the puzzling cartel chips. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, cool. So unyielding nether prism on hero tier. We're going to go ahead and buy that. I'm not getting it on myth. Everybody knows that. I'm not a mythic raider. I'm not even a heroic raider. Goddamn. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this veteran trinket that we have. I don't really care. And I guess I macro this into my Call of the Wild. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We currently have a macro in Call of the Wild that activates the Blood Fury. So we're going to go ahead and do use 13, because that's going to use the slot number 13, which is now unyielding nether prism. Now I do have this other trinket. Oh man, I should use it as well, but I don't know what to use it with. Maybe I can actually, I know what I can use it with. Hold on. Never mind. I'm not going to macro it. I'm just going to try to remember to use it, and I will try to replace it with a non-use thing. I don't know if a passive trinket is actually better, but it's whatever. Okay, now, what is it time for? A bunch of crafting, because we do have fractured sparks of starlight. Now, I can craft some pretty good stuff right now. The issue is that I'm running into, I don't have tier set yet. I have a chest piece that is crafted and a head piece that is crafted. So I can't get myself 4 set to start my M+ journey with. I can get myself 2 set by using these subpar gloves, which are veteran instead of champion, which does feel like a downgrade. But then again, I could just spend some Valor Stones and get that bumped up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft myself a weapon, and then I'm going to craft myself a necklace with the 2 enchanted runed ethereal crests that we have. I'm going to go ahead and buy 2 of these matrices with the runed crests that we have, and that should be about it. I don't think I want to craft anything else with the runed crests, because everything else I have is champion or so. So it just doesn't feel like it's really worth it when I could replace that with hero gear and so on and so forth. Also, I could craft myself a piece of gear that I won't be using for tier set, but I don't know what I'm going to get first, a helmet or a chest. Whichever one I get first, I'm probably going to use in order to to get myself the 4 set, because the 4 set is a huge power spike for me. But again, I don't know which one of those it'll be first, so I'm holding off on crafting. So we're going to make an Amulet of Earth and Craftsmanship, and we're going to make that probably haste crit. Yeah. And so we are done with our crafting. I've opted to also craft bracers because I just thought it would be, you know, a good idea. Sort of, I don't know. It's probably not necessary. All of this is kind of overkill to just get started with M+, but I really like gearing up as much as possible before I go into M+. Technically, I could go do M0s and try and get myself a helmet and or a chest piece to get 4 set and all that, but I don't know if I can really do M0 without starting a stream, and I kind of don't want to. So there are still a few things that we can upgrade now with these carved crests that we have remaining, so we're going to go ahead and do that, including this piece of shit trinket that I will probably forget to use all the time. We've used up all of our runed ethereal crests in order to craft this 707 bracer, so that's kind of worth it, I guess. But now we are 696 item level, and all we've done is, well, I say that as if we haven't done much. I've been gearing this character the entire day. I've been playing this for about 9 hours. Sure, there's a bit of AFK time in between and whatnot, but for the most part, I've been trying to do some kind of gearing pretty much the entire day. So this isn't exactly a quick process, at least not for me. Maybe I'm just bad at it, but after having done it on a bunch of characters, I do believe I know what I'm doing at this point. So maybe it just takes a while to do this. While I am tempted to try and make M0 runs happen, I think I should just bite the bullet and get started on my M+ journey here. But that's going to be in the next episode, because this was a gearing episode. I did also take the opportunity to enchant absolutely everything except for my chest piece, because I feel like it's a waste of 1,600-ish gold to enchant a weathered crafted chest piece. That just feels stupid, because I'll be spending another 1.6k gold just to enchant the one that I replace it with. And it's not that many stats. It's 740. That's actually more agility than I thought it would be. Whatever. I have committed to this now. So we're currently at 28% haste. We do want a little bit more, but I think we can close that last little gap with a handy dandy flask. That's going to be wonderful. We have lost out on quite a bit of versatility. We'd probably like a bit more versatility, but I think we can worry about that once we're past the 710 item level mark, you know, when we also have a few more crafted pieces to help us organize our stats, because we still have quite a ways to go. Let's see, how many more can we craft? We're at 9 out of 15, meaning we can craft 3 more items. That took me way longer than I'd like to admit to figure out. Whatever, man. But yes, we can craft 3 more items to customize our stats to our liking, so that's going to be nice. We're probably going to be replacing this heavy crit mastery ring, because mastery is poo-poo. So we want to replace that with something that's probably going to be giving us maybe crit and versatility probably. And then boots we're also probably going to replace, unless... Can I buy boots using the turbo boost items? I do believe I can, and if I can buy hero boots, maybe that's actually better than anything I can get otherwise. Would you look at that? You can buy hero boots that give 40% more frequent Reshi Wrap procs. That would be sick. They give haste too. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to spend my next 3 puzzling cartel chips on, because it's just that good. Anyway, with that part of our gearing done, we're ready to call it quits for this episode. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like. Otherwise, Chomp Chomp and Stomp Stomp here are going to do exactly what their names are. To you. I'm kidding. This isn't a threat. YouTube, please don't ban me. It's pixels. It's just pixels. But jokes aside, yes, please do like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, because there's more episodes coming. We're finally going to start doing M+ in the next episode. If you made it to this point of the video, include the word belt in your comment, because I keep forgetting the damn belt quest. I always do a bunch of delves before I start turning in the quest, even though I should do delve quest, delve quest, delve quest, and I just keep forgetting every time. And it's actually really annoying. If you do include the word belt in your comment, I'll make sure to heart it when I see it. But as always, friends, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.